Welcome to That Didn't work.
That didn't work.
Welcome to Urban Stars. I'm your GM and your host, Percy.
And I'm Mike, and I'm playing a Nemoidian by the name of Udell Ilvi.
I'm Daniel. I'm playing a human by the name of Caltane.
Howdy, I'm Rick, and I'll be playing a Verpine named K'Klik.
And I'm Jason, playing a human named Lukia, also known as Zerial Benassi Dinduptaniel.
Welcome back to Urban Stars. When we last left the crew of the Rusty Sea Bucket, a.k.a. the Starship Enema, a.k.a. the Shameless Plug, they were aboard the intergalactic or interstellar Jedi training starship Chuan Thor, and they had effectively rescued an old Jedi Master who had been sustained on the outlying nutrients that had been basically like a plant had been consuming nutrients through the hull of the ship. You guys freed him, and he warned Udell that the Rakatan Master who had helped him to regain his sight and abilities was not such a good guy. K'Klik stayed in the library, where we've just been kind of gradually moving through people doing training sessions, which if you listen to our earlier episodes, we did some of those. We're not recording those right now. We're just trying to move through them very quickly so that we can keep going on to the meat of what the show is. But K'Klik was able to train up and get his mechanics to a higher level of understanding. Igor has been able to do that. Dantun was created in that fashion, and Udell was able to. Lukia right now is the only one who has not been able to spend experience in that way. And we'll just kind of have to wait and see what she does with it as we move forward when she gets the chance to do so. So let's pick up with K'Klik in the library. Just briefly, just to describe what it is you're doing, how you were able to train. So Igor left, and they're in the other room having a pretty lengthy conversation. So this will be like from the time Igor left until when you guys happen to link back up, which will probably be a few minutes podcast time-wise, probably be about an hour game time-wise. So K'Klik, you find several of these holocrons, and you're just kind of looking at them. You open some up, and you see, oh, like this details some mechanical stuff, and you set it next to you, and you pick up another holocron and open it up, and oh, this is like schematics for the ship, and I can kind of move stuff around. This is cool, and you set it next to you. And you open up another holocron, and it is actually an individual talking and walking through kind of a tutorial of how to do things. And as you kind of set these three particular, which they were all on the same table, you set them next to each other, they almost mesh. And for you, they kind of move in like a fast forward, just really inundating you with this knowledge on how to do this stuff. And you feel kind of the inner workings of your mind being affected by them, almost as if this the Force that you've heard a lot about but not really experienced a ton, like you have since you got to Teris, just experienced tidbits of what it can do. Right now, it's like you start to see this thing fast forward, and you feel it like going 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden, for you, it's almost like time stops, and you're absorbing all of this information as you sit in front of these three holocrons. And legitimately, when like an hour passes, a year will have gone by in your mind.
Right.
And so you're not going to age, like physically you won't, but mentally you will have the wisdom that you could gain from these holocrons within a year's time span. It's almost as if the Force is trying to propel you forward for something the galaxy wants from you.
I would assume, because I'm just playing around with all these gadgets, and once I got into this, that's one of the reasons I ignored all the screams and everything that was going on in the other room no longer existed to me. Right. I was just in a trance, basically, where you just, your eyes are just going, and digitized information is just going past and into my brain.
Exactly.
And I'm going to come out of it and have, I don't know how long has passed, and basically just kind of like sit and stare and just ponder all the information that I've had until something snaps me out of that state.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll shift back into the bridge room, where you've just been given this information, Udell, that whatever Era is doing is not good, but you've kind of pressed that thought out of your mind.
Odell takes a step back and is almost sizing this guy up at this point. I've helped you. Just the same as I've been helped. So, I don't know you any different than I know him, but I know he did help me. At least I can see. So, until I have something better to go on, I'm sorry. I can't believe that someone who would help me is out to hurt me.
And that is your journey for now. The rest... What? Forgive me for asking. I've been here for such a long time. What is going on in the galaxy? Please refresh me. And you guys don't have to really do...
Yeah, I was going to say,
that, or-
the big one would be basically the Jedi are extinct.
Yeah, you kind of talk through some of that stuff, and like fast forwarding through a sitcom, it's like chipmunks talking, and then the Emperor, and then
Yeah.
it goes back into
Manton
fast
sitting
forwarding.
there on the ground, Indian style, sitting down, just like staring, listening to the whole
Was it
story.
because you also don't know what's going on? The Empire's dicks.
Our empire was cooler.
300-year-old toddler.
So that's how that kind of goes.
At least we
and-
took over the whole galaxy.
Hey, look, all right.
Yeah.
And so that takes you guys about an hour, and that's how we're going to catch you guys up to Cooklick's timeline. So you finish kind of catching up to not only where the galaxy as a whole is, but what you're trying to do on Teris. That the Emperor has begun, has really just is in the middle of subjugating planets that don't necessarily align with his agenda for the galaxy, and your planet is one that has been under such subjugation under Moff Taniel and his Storm Commandos. And of course, most of this is foreign to this master, who tells you his name is Galthume Terizo. He prefers to just go by Thume. So if you just want to write down Thume, click. You can't write it down. You don't know.
I will eventually.
Maybe.
So yeah, he says,
That's true.
my name is Galthume Terizo.
Chorizo?
Chorizo.
Brian Turismo?
I might have been eating Whataburger when I wrote this. Whataburger breakfast, to be precise.
A lot of people listening might not even know what Whataburger is.
That's true. Come to Texas.
Or chorizo, for that matter.
Or chorizo, that's true. Anyway, he goes by Thume.
I don't know how you get taquito to Thume, but it works.
It's, you know. So, so you kind of give him that information. He looks down, looks up, kind of looks at all of you, and do you think you can change the events on Teris? I knew that planet well.
I kind of look at him and I'm like, I've seen it happen before, because I've seen what good people can do to free the oppressed, and I kind of slightly diatribe into the Trade Federation and what happened on Otteron,
Okay.
and just what my personal experience was with that, and how good people can triumph over bad situations,
I see.
especially when they're focused and dedicated.
Well, Chuan Thor is not flyable anymore. If it was, I would have left here long ago. But we may be able to find something here on the planet that can get us off world. I was there during the second bombings on Teris. I watched the Undercity fall. It is good to hear that it's been built back up. But there was quite a bit of Rakatan technology underneath. Perhaps it is clean of the curses of the Infinite Empire. And perhaps Igor, was it?
Yes.
Perhaps he can help us gain access to it.
We can only hope.
Would you allow me to join and help you?
By all means, I have no right to refuse a master. I've clearly established at this point kind of where he, in the pecking order
Yeah.
where he said. So yeah, it would be.
And you notice that he wasn't looking at you, he was looking at Udell.
She's still going to answer though, for obvious reasons.
For sure.
If the
Princess.
rest of the crew is okay with this, then who am I to refuse it? I mean, I may not necessarily believe everything you have to say, but I did make sure to take the time to help you because you needed help.
And I thank you for that profusely. Thank you for your honesty. Udell, of the House Ilvi.
Just Udell.
Igor, we're no longer the new guys to the group. Yes. Finally, we're accepted.
Now, do you have a pilot?
A decent one. I mean, he's proven his worth. I mean, he landed on the moon, kind of in a great fashion. So
I did park us in a giant space squid too.
well, that wasn't really due to your fault. That was more due to the thing causing the meteor strikes. But
Well, but it happened because he failed 3 dice rolls in a row. Like, Percy was trying to not make it happen. And he had no
we're
option.
aware, but let's just advance this.
That is exceptionally true. All right.
Maybe they didn't see that episode.
I don't want them to know about my failures.
Well, if they're watching this, they're 32 episodes in. They better damn well have seen that one.
So, are you the pilot?
No, it is a Verpine who is. Where is Kuklik? I look to them because they were the last ones kind of with him.
Dante looks at Igor like, I left him with you.
Last I saw, he was in the library.
Well, then we shall retire to the library.
And he's sitting there on the way, like when they're on the way to the library talking to the chase. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, he's a great pilot. I saw him park right into a Rancor. It was fantastic."
Yeah, I like this guy.
You aren't there.
You remember the right stuff.
He parks into Rancors, he tears down walls that aren't working right.
It's not my fault.
He fixes problems.
So he's Ronald
He does.
Reagan.
He fixes problems, that's right.
Gorbachev, tear down these walls.
And Rancors.
Yeah, tear down this Rancor.
That's true. Kuklik has the highest kill count of anybody in the party.
Oh, yeah.
The Rancor.
Just wait.
And thousands of civilians.
I thought it was just hundreds.
Hundreds of
No, yeah, last I saw him, he was in the library.
And I didn't kill Frank. That wasn't my fault.
Igor's never much for book learning.
I've avenged Frank.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys go back to the library just in time to see
I'm just sitting there.
Kuklik just sitting there. The holocrons are gone, like they've retracted into themselves, but he is still sitting there just kind of staring in their direction as they're on the floor.
Yeah, just staring off into space. You can tell he's lost completely in thought.
Dan Duran's gonna kind of crouch walk into the holograms, just so where he's face level with Kuklik. He's like, "Are you there?"
And before he responds, Igor slaps him across the face.
Dance
Kuklik. And says,
No, it
"Wake
would have
up."
came from the back of the head.
All right, roll a brawl check. See how bad you hurt the bug.
So if there's 2 advantage or more, I'd like to introduce the... I will flip a light side point for this, that if there's more than 2 advantage in his roll, that Keklik's forehead goes forward fast enough to hit Dantoon in the face.
So, would my hand technically count as melee instead of brawl because it is a metal weapon? No. Okay.
It's not the type of weapon; it's how you use it.
Okay. What am I rolling against? Even I just roll green dice.
Melee and brawls are always 2 purple.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say he's like incapacitated effectively right now, so no difficulty. And it looks like you got a 2 success and 2 advantage.
3 advantage.
3 advantage.
Does that mean he crit me?
No. What is
his head falls off his body?
Your bronze of 5, right?
4.
4, so it's gonna be 6 damage to you and to Dantoon.
6 damage?
Yep. Because he flipped the light side point and said if you get 2 advantage, it hits him hard enough to hit Dantoon as well.
I didn't
But
put
would
my
it do
forehead in
equal
his
damage,
face.
though?
No, you did.
So do I
By
absorb...
distribution of force, it would not do equal
do need to
damage.
heal
I'm
now.
saying it did equal damage.
But my soak value
takes.
takes out 2 of those.
It does, yeah.
Or
It
4 of
doesn't
those.
ignore.
Yeah, don't
Oh, it
forget
doesn't
soak.
ignore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Don't pull a Lukia, guys.
That was a long time ago.
In my defense, I was only looking at the soak value of the armor I was wearing, not the brawn.
I gotcha.
Man, that's a throwback to
What?
episode 1.
Yeah, that was episode 1.
So a little bug juice flies on...
Little bug juice.
Little bug juice.
Oh, dear God, let's not start the bug juice.
Little bug juice.
I guess Keklik must have really liked that slap, then. Jeez.
What the heck was that?
I'm just like on the floor.
You are awake now.
I was awake before.
Igor did his job.
Igor, we've met.
Igor protect.
Igor interfacing. No.
No, not my face.
Okay.
Keklik.
My hand entered his face. I
Alright.
interfaced.
All right.
Keklik,
Oh.
we've met Thume. Thume wants to know if you are a qualified pilot because he thinks he could help us get off of here.
Oh, Thune? Where did Thune? Thune, where did you come from?
A different time, my friend.
A different time.
He's been stuck in stasis on the ship. That's all we need to get into now. We're kind
That's
of on a time.
fascinating. Perhaps you could explain more to me about this.
Keklik.
What?
Hold on.
What?
We need a ship.
We have
need
a
to
ship. This
go.
is a beautiful ship
It
This
doesn't fly.
with enough. Oh, I could get it flying.
I
I guarantee you, in about 2 months, we can have this thing ready
Okay,
to go.
Keklik.
Yes,
can
Is
make
there
it one
one
thing.
that flies right now?
there are some in the hangar bay, and I believe I could get them flying too. But perhaps I could just get the hyperdrives and get our ship flying. Now that I think about it, I don't think our ship would be very hard to get flying at all. All I need, there's a
I'm not sure your ship could even fit all of us now.
I look over at
them.
Thume.
That's true. Yeah, your ship's
Yeah.
not going to fit everybody.
Yeah, we have.
oh,
a lot more
we're
people
taking
now.
you with us too, and oh my gosh, we're just populating. We were.
Because we lost one Frank and we gained 2 more people, and
We started
A massive
interfacing,
robot.
and now the population of the group's getting out of control.
All these little droids just start popping up.
Please don't put your conscience.
can we please make it a thing now where every time I interface, I go into the room and come out, and there's a little droid that walks.
It could just break immediately, but it's like a little.
I did say, 4 episodes ago, that when you interface with it, you can create things like hyperdrives out of the metal around you.
What?
When did you say that?
You never said that.
You never.
Yes, he
I
did.
did.
You guys are too busy laughing at dick
it
jokes.
Was during the interface conversation.
I never heard that either. Oh man.
Yeah, because you were busy too busy laughing too. But he
I
said
guess.
that battery has
So-
immense untapped potential.
I look over
It
at
can-
Thume.
Basically, the battery lets the droids do, it lets Igor do force types of stuff with mechanics. He can rebuild and
He could
manipulate
He could have.
mechanics.
He could create a
I have
teleport.
the
Okay.
ability to do that.
All right.
He could create an old jump gate and literally teleport us to Teris.
Okay, let's get back on track. I believe, from what I've just learned, that fuel cell we had would enable a droid to create things out of thin air, almost like the Force. We could possibly build a hyperdrive, but I want to get to the hangar bay and look at these ships. I believe I could get one of them potentially flying. We might need the fuel cell, but...
If I could create a hyperdrive for your ship, could I even make your ship bigger to fit all of us?
Not with the materials that are on it, but like if
Okay.
y'all brought
a
like
couple
one of these ships
plate metal,
over,
basically, and
you could
okay.
kind of
Merge it together.
reformulate it. Yeah.
Well, let's see what ship is in the hangar bay. I
Cool.
say we go there now.
Yeah.
All go.
I will show you the way.
Ah, very good. Thank you. Though you don't need to. I know the schematic of this ship completely.
All right. So he takes you guys down several different hallways and gets you to the hangar bay where you see 3 ships sitting in the center of it. They are very kind of UFO styled, honestly, with several different jets around them. Like they would look like smooth UFOs if they were very far away, but close up they look they're black. Because like that seems to be a theme of this ship, like black, dark purples, dark
Stealth.
blues, stealth, those kind of things. But it's very like disc shaped, like the Millennium Falcon's front, but all the way around, and it's got several jets on top and bottom, pointing in different directions.
Do I see one that I particularly would be...
They're all 3 the same
Okay, they're all identical. Are they big enough for
because
all
I
of
don't want
us?
to make up 3 ships.
Got you. Are they... and it would probably make sense they'd be the same anyway.
Yeah, they're definitely big enough for all of you guys. They're
okay.
they're like where your ship's a silhouette 4. They're closer to a silhouette 5 or 6.
Oh, okay. Let me get on one of them and see if I can get it out of here. Do I believe... okay, so... Is there any power in the ship, or did all power leave when we disconnected this guy?
All power to the big ship left when you
Okay.
disconnect.
So are we... do I believe I can get the doors open? Will I need to make a mechanics check? Are there manual... there are probably some sort of manual overrides. Typically there are for doors and things
Yeah,
like that.
make a mechanics check.
Oh, finally I get to roll some of my big dice.
It's going to be 2 reds.
Oh, I scoff at your 2
Look
reds.
at that. You get to roll some of your big dice.
All right, let us see what we got. And I'm probably going to fail now because I talk some smack, you know. There we go. All right. 2 success and 2 advantage.
Excellent. You find the locking mechanism, but you don't see any manual overrides. Instead, you see kind of a round divot that looks like this is where someone might put a either some sort of large key or like it's big enough to fit your hand into. But you kind of got to make a choice of if you want.
Want to put my hand into it? Do I have any idea what it does?
Are we all there?
You are all there. You don't know what it is, but you do have somebody who lived on this ship.
Thume.
Yes.
What is this? It looks like it's used to open these doors.
That is exactly what it's used for.
Huh? See, I figured
he-
things out pretty well.
He sticks his hand into it, and the outer ring of it glows blue, and the door hisses, like releasing the air compression, and lowers down.
Very good. I'm gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can get one of these ships working.
That was one of the ships.
Oh, that was one of the ships.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the big hangar doors.
No,
No, that was one of the
This-
ships.
yeah.
Okay, so I go into the ship, and is there its own independent power sources on the ship? And-
You see, as you're walking on, the lights are turning on as they as you move through it. Like,
Probably
looks like
takes a
their
minute because
motion
it's
sensor.
it's
but yeah.
old. It hasn't been powered up in a while, but
Gotcha.
you know that those
Right.
old CRT. You know the hiss I'm thinking of.
and
When,
So are the
musty,
hangar
and it's
Are
but
the hangar doors
the,
open?
the way old electronics, like when they first get power after a while, you know that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the hangar doors are not open.
Okay. The door's into the hangar, but not the...
Yeah.
okay. Those were the doors I was talking about. But
Yeah.
anyway, okay. So so I get on the ship, and I'm gonna go to the control, the bridge, and see if I think I can get it working.
Yeah,
And I go
so,
to
so you sit down and you hear a voice. Welcome aboard, Master Thume.
Oh, I am not Thume. Oh yes, Thume. Thume, is this your ship?
Well, mine. All of this stuff was mine at one point. I was in charge of this entire endeavor. And as you say, you're not Thume, though. The computer says, "Oh, if you're not Thume, then I cannot listen to you, and I must immediately destruct."
Thume
Wait,
is here.
I am Thume.
No, I am Thume. Thume is here. He has given me permission to interface with you.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Where's Thume?
Commander Thume on bridge. Hello.
Where is Thume?
He's right behind you. He's
Right.
just kind of waiting.
Thume, are you going to do something here, or do you wish the ship to blow up?
Oh, all right.
I wasn't joking when I said that, but okay. I wasn't joking when I said
Yeah,
that.
you screamed it.
Yeah.
This is, it's all right. I am here. I am training a new pilot. His name is... I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Click.
His name is Click. Please register. Registering away. Welcome
And
aboard. Trainee Click.
Thank you. Yes. It's happy to be... Hopefully I can learn and do you proud.
You sound nervous, Click.
No, not really, but do you have a name?
What do you want? What do you want her name to be?
Not the Rusty Seabuck. The Black Shadow.
My name is Black Shadow.
Or Dark Shadows, actually. The old
My
TV
name
show.
is Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow? I'd like to power up the engines. Do you have a hyperdrive?
Of course I have a hyperdrive. Well, I sort of have a hyperdrive.
Sort of? Can we sort of jump into hyperspace?
Yes, you sort of can.
We have a long way to travel.
Sounds
Do you
good to
have
me.
astrogation charts to get us to Teris?
Of course, I have the most up-to-date astrogation charts of my time.
Fantastic. Do you... Well, I would like to... Okay, let me interact with your controls. So I'm going to start messing around.
I would like to make a intelligence check or just something here to make sure that the astrogation charts of his time would work this time,
Yeah, you
or
can,
if the astral bodies have changed a whole lot.
you can make an astrogation check to get a sense of that.
Sure, I will go with that one
Okay, it's going
because
to be
even I know this is a bad idea.
it's going to be 3 reds. As you start to hit those buttons, Click, she kind of, ha ha ha, that tickles. What are you doing, trainee Click?
I am familiarizing myself with your controls. Perhaps you can help. What happens? What happens when I put my finger here?
Okay, so there's a round insert similar to the outside.
Igor interfaces with it.
Similar to the outside of the ship. Is that where you put your finger?
If it pleases you.
That is exactly where you should put your finger.
Okay, I
It
do.
pleases me greatly.
There's an
It is the
identical.
ideal.
There's an identical insertion point on the other.
This is the.
I have an appendage for that too.
You have now ejected the fluid.
Please insert your.
Releasing liquid
Controlling
coolant. Releasing
device.
liquid coolant.
Will this open your doors?
Please.
I'm pushing your buttons.
Okay, so would you like me to
I'm
resolve
sorry.
this roll?
I'm going to finish this first.
Okay.
Then we can get back to serious stuff.
I was trying.
Please,
I know.
please insert your entire hand, Trainee Click.
I am doing so.
Oh, you only showed me the.
Not just 2 fingers.
Oh gosh, no.
You gotta use 3, man. That's the ideal number of fingers.
Okay.
Even Igor
I'm not
knows
even
that.
sure how many fingers a Verpine has. I think it's
3.
3, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I prefer maximum effort.
I will give it all I have. Hopefully 8 seconds is enough.
It's 3 fingers and it's 2 like this and a thumb.
So about them masturbation charts, bud. How's it looking?
Well, so I passed. I have 2
Okay.
more dark side points. However, I do have a threat and I have a despair.
Okay. Despair for astrogation check. That's tough. Does
Well,
anybody
plus-
have any ideas for despair? For
Well, I'm
astrogation check?
going to redo the astrogation once we get ready to fly into space.
Well, he's not making his check to chart the course. He's making his check to see if the map is accurate.
Maybe when he's messing
Right.
around
So
with it, he
based
messes up the
upon
map.
based upon the reason why I was looking at the map being accurate, I was specifically calling out, do the astrogation charts
Right,
of that
right.
day work for today? I passed that check, which means the answer is no, and there's a threat with it.
So
And that means I should be taking some strain. But the despair behind this,
for the despair, how about...
Well, you passed the check, so you know.
maybe I
whether they are.
Well, how
or
about
not.
when he
And the
sees
despair
one
might
that
be
he
that they're
knows
not.
isn't, and then he tries to fix it, but he fixes it the wrong way and actually makes it worse than it was originally.
No.
Or the despair-
the best thing for the despair here, and I'm just, this is the only appropriate response, is when he was in the charts, just like what happened with Solo, legitimately the astrogation charts are blanked. So he just basically purges the charts. So you're going to have to find some way to get our ship to talk to their ship to put in the new updated astrogation charts. That would be the proper
Would
resolution
I
of
actually
the
have
despair.
those charts for my
Well,
data
we might
download?
not
Like
have
a lot. You
For my
would,
data
you wouldn't
download?
have up to date.
No, you
But would I have the ones that were
in the library.
the same exact ones that were already on the ship?
But they would
Probably.
be woefully out of date,
Okay.
so that's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah, and it's possible too because Ricotta Prime was not even on anybody's astrogation charts.
Correct. So that's the despair. It should be,
I short the system.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I like that. We'll go with that. So you see and you find like, no, these aren't up to date. These hyperlanes are all wrong.
No, wrong one.
Like the Corellian way is not even on the map. So like all of these hyperlanes are out of date, defunct, and not travelable because they probably intersect with current astrogation planes.
I'll jump back as the whole system starts sparking on me. Go, click. These charts are almost 1,000 years, if not more, old. The stars have changed. The planets have changed.
I had her right where I wanted her. Why were you messing around?
It is okay. You can re-upload charts from any other ship.
That's what I plan to do. The other two ships probably should be intact also.
Yeah, my friends Darkshadow and Darkshadow.
Click. Let's get the charts from our ship. The current charts.
Okay. They may not have all the information because when we were inside the belly of that beast, we may not have been able to track our way here. But we
don't
can
have
give it
to.
a shot.
We have.
I think
But-
we can use
But would modern star charts even have Ricotta Prime?
no.
no,
and so we wouldn't be able to get...
just like time out here. I hate to,
Let's not time out too much. You can mesh what's in Igor's mainframe
Yep.
with what your current star charts are, and we can leave this hangar.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
But we can. We are going to fly the We're going to fly Darkshadow over to the Rusty Sea Bucket, and we're going to get that fuel cell. And then I say we get out of here. Let's take this baby to the Rusty Sea Bucket, load that fuel cell, and then we can get out of here. Get back to Teris. Thume, is there anything that you would like to add or need to do before we leave?
I've been here for hundreds of years already. Please take us away.
What about you, Dantine? Igor?
As long as there's more interfacing on the way, I'm good to go.
We will get your fuel cell back to you.
After listening to y'all talk that what this new empire's doing, we've just been sitting on Ricotta. We could have done something.
Yes, because Ricotta did such a great job before.
There was a backhanded
Well, I guess we're not
compliment.
going anywhere.
Thanks.
I guess me and Dantune are staying then.
Yeah, I'll take my Igor and leave.
But we're keeping the fuel cell. Okay, so I'm
Igor
gonna
stays.
What do I need to do?
Right, out of
Do I
his
need to do a
interfacing
piloting
hands.
check or?
I'd like to
Yes.
see I'll keep that fuel cell.
Do
away
a
from me.
piloting space check because it is a space vessel. And it is going to be 3 reds because you're doing it on a planetary level. And you've never flown the ship before. And it's got weird types of controls. But I will give you a boost.
Alrighty, let's see. So, let's see. So, 3 success, 2 threat.
Awesome. So you get the ship flying. Thume opens the hangar door using the force. You just kind of press, and you hear it creak because he just kind of literally cracks it open like a tin can using his force move power. And you guys fly out of it, and you kind of scrape along the wall of it a little bit, leaving, frankly, a very cool-looking racing stripe down the side. But it does take off some of that black paint. So you've got like a silver racing stripe down the side of your
Sorry
vessel.
about that, dear.
And you're going to take 2 strain as the pilot. So you guys get to your old ship, the Rusty Sea Bucket, with no problem whatsoever. You land right next to it, and you're able to transfer the fuel cell as well as astrogation charts over to this ship with no problems, no risk, or anything. Is there anything else you guys want to do on Rakata Prime before we head away?
I want to go to the factory and study that. Do we have time for that, guys? I'd really like to.
Well,
go
luckily,
check out.
guess what? You've discovered Rakata Prime. You get rights and royalties to however we get back to here. So you got a way back.
Okay, that's true. Darkshadow?
Click. The longer we stick around here, the more likely we are to run into another Rancor.
I dealt with that last one.
And then we had to go find
Also-
another ship.
That's true.
That's true. But that was not just because of the Rancor. But, okay. I'm going to do an astrogation check and get us up into space.
Okay, go ahead and make the astrogation check. It is going to be hard, but with a boost because you have the more up-to-date charts.
Igor's going to lock himself in the cargo hold with the fuel cell
Done.
for the rest of the flight. He walks in with, like, a little bathrobe on, and he kind of opens the door.
And
He's like,
it's-
hey guys, just
Hard check, you said?
Yeah.
hey guys, just let me know when we're there, okay? And, closes the door, locks it.
You hear it lock it. You hear the low bass.
You hear like Barry
tones
Manilow
going
come on, and oh wow.
Well, 1 success.
Good enough.
And an
You
advantage.
punch in the coordinates, and Darkshadow says, "Where would you like to go, trainee?" Click.
Teris, if you please.
Teris, and he stops along the way.
Well, I wouldn't mind going back by the old Roche asteroid field, but I think we need to get this fuel cell back to Teris.
One trip to Teris coming right up.
Estimated time of arrival?
6 weeks from now.
Okay, can we shave any of that off?
It's a lot of interfacing.
I'll see what we can do. So you can roll a piloting check. Igor, you can roll a mechanics check. How else would anybody like to help this trip go by faster?
Why am I rolling a mechanics?
I'd like to
Because you're
roll.
interfacing.
I'd like to roll a discipline check to make sure I don't screw anything up on the ship while
Sounds
being
good.
left alone.
Okay, so what is the check?
It's going to be a daunting check, so 4 purples for both. of you.
Is mine also daunting?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is gonna be
4
fun.
purples.
To make sure you don't screw anything up with that.
No, his was for the interfacing.
You could upgrade, and I could despair. Roll before you.
Reroll this one. Reroll this
My
one.
one
or-
green came
Yeah,
up
I
blank. That is 4 fail and 2 threat.
Take these two.
Great, you take 2 strain.
Take this one.
You're not able to make anything go
It's a
faster.
complete wash.
Oh, it's-
So this entire trip, though, all jokes aside,
I've got.
I am going to be in here, and I'm going to be trying to figure out
Yeah, learning
the
how to
limits
do
of
things. Yes.
and I'm going to be making little robots and stuff, and just to see
Yeah,
if I
seeing
could
what you're
make an
capable of
army,
doing.
for instance, or just what I could do.
I got a complete wash, so I'd like to say I didn't screw anything up, but I keep annoying that.
I think you
Udell.
failed at your discipline check, but you don't mess anything up in like a permanent way.
I'd like to just constantly annoy Udell, but he doesn't know he's annoying Udell. He just thinks he's just having a conversation with him.
Sounds good.
All right, cool.
And every single time the door gets slammed in his face.
All right. Well, I was not successful, but with an advantage. But I get to re-roll space piloting check.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just wondering if it's worth re-rolling it.
Yes.
Do you want to upgrade?
Yeah, what the heck. Ooh, triumph. But I don't think I was successful. Oh wait, that does count as a success. So
It does.
that goes away,
It's 2
and
threat.
that goes away, and
It's 2 threat and triumph.
2 threat and a triumph, or a success.
All right, you'll take. You'll definitely take 2 strain.
And the triumph I'd like to be that I'm able to map a way to a hyperspace route to get to Rakata, to get back to Rakata, which would probably be normal anyway, but that I am able to encrypt it in such a way that only I have access to the route to Rakata.
Well, I think it is that way anyway because, like I said, how intranet works, like whatever's on your ship's computer can only be accessed by the ship.
Right, but I'm going to do it in such a way that I can only access those coordinates.
Oh, okay. Like you want it to be encrypted even on the
Yes,
ship.
I don't
Okay.
want anybody to be able to get access to
Okay.
that.
Sounds good.
He doesn't want me to have a way home.
You're at my mercy now. Welcome to the dark side.
Bad Click is here.
No, Kieran's here.
There's another Dan Toon.
Yes, that's me.
It's Papa Dan Toon. Do the roar.
Pop tune.
I'm Papa Dan Toon.
All right.
His
so,
voice changes every time he speaks.
So you did succeed, so I'll shave off 2 weeks for that.
Okay.
So it takes 4 weeks to get there. You have plenty of food that you guys pulled off of the other ship. You pulled all your equipment and everything off of it.
We can just eat the Rancor.
You cut up Rancor steaks,
Hey, that got to be good, right?
It's a delicacy.
Wookiee fur blankets.
Well, we got an eye patch to make, right?
That's right.
Once
We
we
do.
once we left Rakata, did my artifact like go back off or
No, it's still kind
It's
of
still on.
vibrating, but you haven't like really examined it yet.
okay?
So do you want to do that?
I'll be taking that time to examine it. Yes.
Excellent.
Just a knowledge lore check or
Yes.
okay.
And roll your force dice with it.
Alrighty. And what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be average.
Average. So then it would just turn into an easy for me, then, right? For the
no, we
secret
talked
lore.
about it only takes off 1,
Yeah, so it would
no
turn
matter
it-
how many ranks.
Yeah, so it was
Oh,
average. So
yeah,
it would take
easy,
off.
Yeah. Yes. Easy. So just 1.
Oh.
That blanked out. That turns into a success. That goes away. 3 successes and 3 light side pips.
Excellent. So you're kind of examining this artifact, and it looks like a sort of rod. It's not a lightsaber. Don't get too excited.
Yeah.
It looks like a sort of rod, and as you're kind of, it's vibrating in your hand as you're kind of lifting flaps on it and trying to examine it. You hit a button, and it kind of unfolds itself and meshes itself around your left hand, and so it's almost like a sort of gauntlet.
I have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right now, it does. On each knuckle, it's got a yellow light.
Oh, no. Did you find a way back to Rakata?
Ooh, I don't know what I found.
It's got the space
Or
gem
it found you?
I don't really know what it does yet either. I'm just making up a look. We'll figure it out whenever you punch something.
Yeah, okay.
Or whenever something punches you, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I'm just
But
gonna mark.
punching is involved.
I'm gonna mark it down as punchy thing.
Again, 90% of GMing is Calvin Ball.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
All right. You guys hurtle through hyperspace toward Teris. Dantoon finds his special glove, and you guys are like, whoa, that's cool. What does it do? And he's like, I don't know.
High five.
I like to imagine that as soon as it happened, he was just like, and just like trying to shake it off, and someone comes in and he just tries to hide it.
So what all do I gain from...
So you gain mostly kind of information from doing that, and I'll kind of let you decide how that's played out. Like you guys will get 15 experience for today, and you can spend that by upgrading through the training through that thing, and that'll be the kind of knowledge.
But what are my like
you're able to do.
limits that I've established as what I can do with this?
I don't think you've been able to establish limits yet. I think it doesn't respond to every command you give it, so you're not able to instantaneously create anything you want to create. But it kind of, like, as you have need, it has a sense of what that need is, and it produces that thing for you.
Sorry.
So it's a replicator.
Yeah.
Basically.
But does it produce it out of thin air, or do I need to put stuff in it?
It requires
again,
components.
Yeah, he said it pulls-
it's a true
Okay.
replicator.
Okay.
Except that it pulls from like other things. I guess.
Again, a true replicator.
And I assume during this trip, everybody's everybody's strained, and everybody's
everybody's strain and wounds are healed completely.
crit.
Crits, yeah, we'll heal any crits. We'll say there's a pretty extensive medical bay. I mean, it was a Jedi training ship that you guys were on, so I assume that they have some pretty extensive healing capacity, because these are like mission voyage vessels essentially. As you guys come out of hyperspace over Teris, you fly down toward the planet itself, and you see.
Does it have a cloaking device?
No,
Okay.
it does not. The other ship did. You can bring that with you. You can kind of detach it and have
Okay.
it. But it doesn't quite fit anywhere on this ship yet. You'll need to actually mechanically make it happen.
Oh.
Could I just with the thing make it happen?
Sure. With a mechanics check.
Oh, that's really good.
Can I assist?
No, you cannot. You want to help him interface? It's weird.
He is the closest thing
You
to a
gotta let
droid
him
that
learn
we
it on
have.
his own.
No, you're the closest thing to a droid that we have.
No, he's the closest thing to a droid.
No, he is a droid.
He is a droid.
He's a cyborg.
So 3 purple. Would you like to upgrade?
No.
You got this.
I want to upgrade.
Okay, then I'll upgrade.
That's not how it works.
Yikes.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Hey.
that's just one advantage.
One advantage out of all that.
And
Not
nothing.
successful, but
Yeah.
give me a boost when I do it.
Hmm?
It'll give me a boost when I.
Sure. If we remember that later.
Yeah, we'll forget. But I might remember. Okay, anyway, go ahead. You were going to
Yeah,
tell
so
us.
as you guys approach Terrace, as you guys approach Terrace, you see smoke rising from a very familiar space. The Lula Lang Tournament Center. Lugnug's very own fighting pit. And that's where we'll end the session. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed the lives of these characters before they go down in flames. We'll catch you guys next week.
That's not foreshadowing.
And until then, keep on adventuring.
I got a new
See ya.
ship.
See it.